Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida, and boy, oh boy, am I excited to show you this one today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2026 East to West 1600 MRB, MRB standing for Murphy and Rear Bath. This is an awesome no-slide couples coach, and this is going to be East to West take on it. And personally, I have a special place in my heart for the East to West brand. Their build quality is just amazing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it, and let's go. Hey guys, and just real quick, wanted to jump in before we start this video today and thank you just for clicking on the video. It truly means the world to me, and if I can do anything better, feel free to drop a comment down below. And just like last week, if I earned it, please give me a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the cool things you do for all the cool YouTubers. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and let's go. Alrighty guys, and let's get rocking and rolling on the front end of the 2026 East to West 16 MRB. First thing that I'm going to notice up here is we've got a 20-pound LP tank with a battery already included from factory. Now, if you ask us real nicely, this one has a 12-volt fridge and solar. We'll put a second one on there for you. But one of the first things I would personally be changing would probably be this manual front tongue jack here. It's something that's super easy to swap out, and it's going to make getting your weight and sway kit on way easier. Moving up to the front end, we've got a little bit of a design change here for the 2026. We're going with the blackout kind of theme. Sorry to get that sunlight going in your eyes there. But then swinging off to the side is going to be one of my first really cool features, and that's going to be these baggage door compartments. So we've got slam latches on this coach. Everything feels really nicely. And as you can see, we've got a bunch of storage on the inside here. Getting a little bit ahead of myself, but we can see our inverter there on the far side, as well as our aluminum framing, which is going to be a standard for all of your East to West Altas. Backing up, we can see we've got an awning that goes almost the entire length of our coach and allows for our door to open completely. It's a big feature for me, so I like to be able to have the door out of the way as you walk in with groceries. It just makes loading up your camper a little bit easier. And while we're talking about this door here, take a look. Rather than 2 solid steps, East to West is doing the 3-step version. However, I can still grab the grab handle very easily without being on the first step. Moving out, definitely got to talk about the types of tires. So East to West is putting Goodyear Endurance E-rated tires. It's the right tires for the RV. It's something that you're not going to have to worry about switching down the road. And those also are going to come with a Lion's Head warranty. You can see your outside 2 speakers here, as well as we have a sound bar we'll take a look at on the inside. And then moving around to the tail end of the RV. Right here, we're gonna have our on-demand Suburban hot water heater. So unlimited hot showers as long as you're plugged into water, or limited to the size of the fresh tank, which I put on the screen just a little bit ago. And then right below that, we've got an outside spray port located conveniently next to the campsite. So if you needed to spray off the dog or spray off your shoes, you've got that option. Moving to the back side is probably going to be one of my only knocks for this RV, and that's going to be the location of the black tank flush. I really wish this was next to the city water connection. I'll live with it just because of the other stuff we've got going on, but it's something to point out. And then moving up, we do have our Furrion backup camera prep, as well as our Lippert ladder prep up here. Swinging over to the business end of the RV, let's talk a little bit about construction. We've already seen this is going to be a fiberglass coach that is aluminum framed, 1.5-inch sidewalls, as well as double layer of Azdel, so no wood in the sidewalls here. Moving down below, we can see where our power is located. Shout out Jackery for keeping me powered up on the go. And then super easy access to both our gray and our black handles, making dumping your tanks easy peasy, minus not having your black tank flush in a nice spot. And just one quick thing I forgot to point out, on this particular unit, we're gonna have 4 stab jacks. So not the standard 2, even though this is a shorter RV, we've got 2 on the back here and an additional 2 on the front, keeping your RV nice and stable. Moving out and towards the front of the RV, we can see we've got a couple of windows here. Don't mind this one with the big blue X. I'll show you why we've got that going on here in a second. It's not a big deal. But then moving into the tail end of your storage compartment, you can see where we've got our wet bay here. We've got our solar charge controller, our hot cold shower, fresh water connection, city water connection, black tank flush should be right there, our 12-volt disconnect, cable satellites up above here, as well as a couple of 110 ports. And if you're curious on how you feed all these in here, no, you don't have to leave your door open. Down here below, for most of these internal water bays, you're gonna have a little spot to feed your hoses and cords and all that kind of stuff up through there. And let's jump in real quick to give you your dry weight as well as your length, tip to tail. Dry weight on this unit is gonna be 4,060 pounds, making it SUV towable, as well as a tip to tail length of just 22 feet, 10 inches, including the tongue and the bumper. Let's go ahead and move back and get one more peek at the 2026 East to West Alta 1600 MRB. All right, moving in, getting your first looks at the 1600 MRB. Immediately, we're gonna be greeted to what the M stands for. And then swinging around here, we can see what the RB stands for. So let's go ahead and demonstrate very quickly how this Murphy bed design works. It's very, very cool and makes this camper very, very functional. All right, now check this out. So here's the cool thing. So a lot of folks out there will be kind of indifferent, or maybe they don't know how they feel about a Murphy bed situation. For this particular coach, it works great. You can't see it because it's behind you right now, but I'm directly across from where the TV soundbar setup is going on. So this is gonna be an excellent little movie watching room. However, when you put this Murphy bed down, you lose next to no functionality on the camper. Let me show you what I mean here. So grab from the bottom of our jackknife sofa here, push it on down. We've got one clasp up here to the left-hand side, dropping down our queen-sized 60 by 80 bed. And just like that, I don't even know, yeah, you can see the front. So I've still got every bit of 2 feet in front of the bed here to get around, so you could leave the bed in down mode. Sorry, you can't see my head, in down mode all the time. But very, very comfortable, especially for 2 adults here. Sitting at about 6'2", I feel like I have all the room. This is just as good as my at-home bed. And actually, I encourage you to go out to your local dealers. East to West has come up with a new bed, and this is way comfier than I'm used to on a typical camper. Very, very nice, East to West. Now, once you get your bed up just the way that it came down, let's take a look at the storage on each side. Both he and her have a little bit of storage, and by a little bit, these go pretty darn deep. I mean, that's probably every bit of 2 feet there, and as it slopes down, we get closer to 2.5. Now, on the bottom of both his and hers side, we're gonna have our power 110 with the inverter going on, as well as USB-A, USB-C. Same story over here to the left-hand side, USB-A, USB-C, and the exact same amount of storage. Now swinging around, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This one had a little boo-boo on the inside here. We've lost the end of our emergency exit, and so that's why we've got it taped the way that it is, keeping that window shut, making sure no water gets in here. Let's move it out and around and talk about the different things that are going on in this kitchen. We do have a decent amount of storage going on here. Starting below the sink, we've got plenty of space to be able to put a large trash can and a recycling bin if that's what you're into. And then below that, you can see we've got our accent lighting going on, which will create a nice ambiance if you're watching a movie on our TV that I wasn't lying to you about. Swinging back over this way, we do have a nice large stainless steel sink setup with our little spray nozzle to do the dishes, as well as our glass cleaner if having a craft brew is your jam. Moving up and above, checking out a couple of these storage compartments here. Oh, nice. An extra shelf there in the middle, giving you a little bit more depth here. And then we've got storage up above for lots of cans, and I'm guessing this is probably going to end up being most of your pantries out there. Cheating a little bit off of the sticker here, but this particular RV does come with an Alpha Ply roof. The cool thing about that is the roof is going to come with a lifetime warranty. Moving down below, we've got a couple of nice long drawers. This top one's gonna have our silverware cutlery little dividers here. And the bottom one is nice and open for those longer utensils or things that aren't gonna, be a traditional fork. To the left of that, we've got our furnace. This is a single exit furnace exhaust. A little bit of storage for pots and pans down below our 2-burner Greystone stove. And then up from there, we're gonna have a nice Greystone microwave. This is a standard microwave, nothing fancy or schmancy going on about it, but it pops the popcorn and it gets the job done. Moving back a little bit though and talking about our booth-shaped dinette here, which is going to have a nice massive window on the campsite, so lots of views while you're eating breakfast in the morning. And then this will also drop down into a bed, so this can actually sleep probably 4 adults. This turns into a fairly large bed. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. Alright guys, and this table's a little bit funky. This is something new for me. So it looks like we've got a post here on the front as well as 2 clips there in the back. So pulling up a little bit on this table here will free that post leg, making it so that we can tilt it off the wall, maybe. Holy smokes, my hands are sweaty. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about all that. It is 90+ degrees and not including the inside temp of one of these campers. So it's getting a little bit wet there. But dropping that leg out of the way will let us free up this top table portion, slipping it onto these little grooves down below here. Let's move this out of the way. Bada bing, bada boom. We rearrange our cushions just like all of our booth style dinettes. But what I want you to pay attention to is going to be the amount of space that I have for my legs. Keep in mind, we're at like 6'2" or so. Fully extended, laying down, neither my feet nor my head are touching. They're very, very close, but they are not touching. And actually, for one night, I could make this work if I had a partner here next to me. So, honestly, this is a really solid dinette design, especially with this window right here. Very nice. Alright, and once you get your dinette back into place, there is a little bit of storage going under each side here. Now on this first one, it's a little bit more shallow. This is an excellent place though to put a small plastic tote to make getting those things in and out a little bit easier on you. But over here to the right hand side, this one's nice and deep. So this goes all the way back to the end. You can put a nice deep plastic tote in there. I don't even know what all long stuff you could put in there, but you sure could if you wanted to. Backing up and swinging over, we do have a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt, fully electric refrigerator. And on days like today, this is when we talk about why 12 volt is better. It cools way quicker, making me feel way better down here in Florida. Holy smokes, is it hot. But check out all that refrigerator storage. Moving back towards the RB portion of this coach, this is going to be where our restroom area is, and I really like that East to West has put a dedicated sink here in the bathroom. This is a great place to brush your teeth, not in the kitchen sink, but directly below this sink is going to be a little storage compartment for extra cleaning supplies or maybe even toilet paper. Up above here, we've got a nice mirror. What's going on? And then moving over to the left-hand side, this is probably going to be your primary closet. So if you got a lady like mine at home, this will be all her closet space in here. But check it out, we've got our hanging bar all the way across the top there. And then directly below, huge drawer for our nice big drawers. Very, very nice. One thing worth pointing out, and this may be a price point thing, but my guess is it's probably actually more of a weight savings thing. This is going to be a plastic toilet, another small knock. It's something that can be adjusted, but then swinging over, we've got a nice large shower. So I believe this is a 24 by 36 inch shower. We'll put the dimensions up on the screen for you, but the long story short is you've got plenty of space in here, plenty of head height up here, as well as we're seeing a lot of upgraded nozzles here in 2026. Plenty of shoulder space, all the head height at 6'2". This is a good shower. And swinging around and talking about a couple other controls here in the bedroom area, we've got our light switch on and off, as well as our tankless hot water heater controls. I like when they locate them here in the bathroom. It makes changing your water heater temp way easier. Moving back into the main portion of the coach, I got a couple more things I want to talk about. Number one is going to be these new LED light strips that are here for 2026. It provides a nice even ambient lighting going on, as well as they're dimmable. And then east to west, just like all their products, are putting in a 15K AC standard, so plenty of cooling, especially with that Azdel in the sidewall. And something that's really going to help out is going to be this fully laminated roof up above here. So huge feature, great build quality, and check it out. Let's get one more look at the 2026 east to west Alta 1600 MRB. Alrighty guys, and thank you again to everybody who has made it to this point in the video. It always means the world to me. I do look at my analytics every now and again, so I know how many people end up dropping off after the first 30 seconds or so, but no, seriously, thank you. And this particular unit has been on my mind for a long time. This is a great entry-level couples coach. You spend a little bit more money, but you get the build quality that you're kind of imagining. So east to west is killing it these days. They're coming out with awesome floor plans. This one being on a nice 8-foot wide body makes it just feel a little bit bigger on the inside. And overall, this is a great product. So again, if you're interested in purchasing this particular unit, I'm going to put the link down below with the MSRP and the sale price on it. But just like always, if you guys are interested in seeing anything Forest River, Thor, Keystone related, drop a comment down below. I'd be super happy to make it easier on me to pick one next week, but that's all I got for now. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, subscribe, all the cool things you do for all the cool YouTubers. So thank you so much. That's all I got for now. See you next Friday. Peace.